Hi, first graders. Miss Peterson here again to teach you about our writing for this week. Our writing for this week is going to be grammar skills. And grammar skills are things like nouns and verbs and adjectives. In a couple weeks, we're going to be working on compound words and contractions. So those are all things that have to do with grammar, which is part of our writing. It's going to be super fun. So I will see you there. On Monday, we're going to be working on nouns. So in my class, we do actions to remember what nouns are. So a noun is a person, so you're going to point to yourself. A noun is a place, so you're going to make a house. A noun is an animal, so pretend you're running. And then a noun is also a thing, so go ahead and knock twice. Okay, ready? So a noun is a person, place, animal, or thing. Do you think you can do it faster? Okay, ready? A noun is a person, place, animal, thing. Good job. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our pages for today. So the first one says person, place, or thing. So in your thing box, I also wrote the word animal because they didn't have animal on here. So if it's a thing or an animal, you can fill in that box. All right, so let's look at this first one. The first one is a fish. So do you think the fish is a person, place, animal, or thing? You are right. I think it's an animal, which also goes in the thing box. Okay, so go ahead and color that one in. On your second page, it says find the nouns and color all of the nouns. So you're going to read each word and decide if it's a noun or if it's not. So remember, a noun is a person, place, animal, or thing. So we have the word beach. So is the beach a person, a place, an animal, or a thing? Yeah, you're right. It's a place. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in that bubble. Oh, wow. That was super messy, Miss Peterson. I bet you guys are going to do it super neat. All right. Let's look at the second one. I will erase it and try again. It's okay if you make a mistake. We just try again. All right. So the second one says pretty. So is pretty a person, place, thing, or animal? No. So pretty is an adjective. So it tells about something. It tells about a noun, but it's not a noun. All right, so I'm not going to do that one. Let's look at the next one. It says balloon. So is a balloon a person, place, animal, or thing? Yep, you're right. It's a thing. So we're going to go ahead and color that in. So you're going to look at each word and decide if it is a noun. If it is, you can color it. If it's not, you can leave it blank or you can cross it off. On Tuesday, you are going to work on plural nouns. So when a noun is plural, that means there's more than one. Okay, so if I have a dog, I would write D-O-G. Okay, but if I have more than one dog, if I have 2 or 3 or 4, I'm going to add what to the end? Yeah, you're right. I'm going to add an S. So I'm going to make it plural. So that means there's more than one. Okay, so that one says dogs. So on this first page, you are going to color in the box that matches the picture. So this first one says cat, and this says cats. So which one matches the picture? Yeah, you're right. Cat matches the picture because there's only one cat. All right, let's look at the second one. The second one says boot or boots. Which one do I need to pick? Yep, I need to pick boots because there's more than one. Yep. Okay, so let's look at our second page. On this second page, you're going to cut out all of these words carefully, and then you're going to glue them into the correct box. So this one says singular. Singular means there's one. Okay, so this one means one. And plural means there's 2 or more. So I'm going to put a plus. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some of these words are a little bit different. So they didn't have to add S, they added ES. So this first one says dishes. So dish looks like this, but when I have an SH at the end, I'm going to use ES to make it plural. So then it says dish-es. So a lot of times es says es. Okay, so I know that dishes is more than one, so I'm going to put it in the plural box. I know that ball is just one, so I am going to put it in the singular box. That is all you need to do on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're going to be working on verbs. So does anybody remember what a verb is? Yeah, a verb is an action. So a verb is something that I can do. Okay, so on this first one, it says popping verbs. Color all the balloons with verbs. So we're going to read each one and we're going to decide if it's a verb or not. Okay, this first one says swim. So think about swim. Is that an action? Is it something I can do? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go ahead and color in my balloon for swim. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one says cat. So is a cat an action? No, you're right. It's actually a noun, isn't it? So I don't need to color cat. Let's look at the one underneath swim. The one underneath swim says eat. Remember that EA says E? So that says eat. Is eat an action? Yeah, it is. So that would be a verb too. So you're going to fill in the bubbles, the balloons that have verbs. On your second page, we have two columns. So we have present, which means it's happening right now. And we have past, which means it already happened. So remember that a lot of times we can add an ED to the end of a verb, and that makes it happen in the past. That means it already happened. So you're going to read each of these words and you're going to see, is it happening right now? Is it present? Or is it happening in the past? That means it already happened. So the first one says asked. Asked. Remember that ED can say the T sound, asked. So if I asked my mom for help, is that happening right now or did it already happen? Yeah, you're right. It already happened. So I'm going to cut that out and I'm going to glue it in that column. This one says walk. I walk the dog. Okay, is that happening right now or did I already do it? Yep, it's happening in the present. That means it's happening right now. All right, so today was verbs, which are actions. Present means it's happening now. Past means it already happened. On Thursday, you are going to work on capitals and end marks. So when I'm writing, I need to capitalize certain things. So I need to capitalize the beginning of a sentence. I also need to capitalize names. I need to capitalize days, months, days, months. You might also need to capitalize the name of a place. All right, so let's see what we need to do. So this first page says write the words that should have a capital letter. So I'm going to look at this sentence and it says Dad gave me a hug. So what word in that sentence needs to have a capital? Yep, you're right. So Dad needs to have a capital because it's the beginning of a sentence. So I'm going to cross that off and write a D. And I'm going to write a capital D and write Dad on the line because that's the one that needed to be fixed. All right, let's jump down to number 3. It says, my friend is called Sarah. So I'm going to look at the beginning needs to be capitalized. So that's my. I'm going to write my. What else needs to be capitalized? Yeah, you're right. Sarah needs to be capitalized. So I'm going to write Sarah with a capital. On your second one, it says fixing sentences. You're going to rewrite the sentences and add a period and capital where it is needed. So the first one says, I saw Ben at school. So you need to capitalize I because it's a word that's always capitalized and it's at the beginning of the sentence. This one is Ben, and that's the name. It needs a capital, and then we need a period at the end. So with my nicest handwriting, remember it's hard for me to do with this pen, I saw, so I'm going to write the whole sentence with nice, neat handwriting, and I'm going to remember my capitals, and I'm going to remember my end marks. That's what you're going to do on each line of that page. On Friday, you're going to work on punctuation, and the kind of punctuation that we're going to work on today is end marks. So this page has 10 sentences and none of them have an end mark. So we are going to help them out by adding the correct end mark to the end. So it tells us that we need to use a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark to complete the sentences. Okay, so let's look at the first 3 sentences and see which end marks we need to use. Number 1 says we went to the park today. So what kind of sentence is that? Is it telling us something? Is it showing us how someone feels? Is it asking us a question? Yeah, it's telling us something. We went to the park today. So at the end of that one, we just need a period. Number 2 says, can you come over here? So what kind of sentence is that? Yeah, you're right. That's a question. Can you come over here? So I need to give an answer. Okay, so that's a question. Number 3 says, watch out. So if I'm telling someone to watch out because maybe the ball is coming towards them, I'm probably not going to just say watch out, because they're not going to know that there's something important happening, right? So I'm probably going to say, watch out! So I'm going to be shouting, I'm going to be loud, and so I'm going to put an exclamation mark to show how I'm feeling when I say watch out. So you're going to look at each sentence and decide, does it need a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark? Let's look at page 2. So our second page for today is asking questions. So it says, write down 5 questions you might ask a friend. Remember to add a question mark. Okay, let's think of some question words first. So what are some question words? Remember, a lot of times questions start with WH question words. So some of those words might be what. Let's see if you can guess some what. Sorry about my A. What, where, what else? Oh my goodness. Don't need 2 E's in there. All right, so what about when, which, who, why, and then sometimes we also use the word how. That's not a WH word, but we sometimes use how. So think of 5 questions that you could write, and they're probably going to have to start with one of those words. So I'm going to write my question starting with the word what. What, I'm going to start with a capital because it's the beginning of my sentence. What is your favorite food? And then what do I need to put at the end? Yep, I need a question mark. Okay, so you're going to think of 5 questions you might ask your friend. Remember, you can use some of those question words, and you need to start with a capital and end with an end mark. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.